Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. If you want to get notifications for when we go live, hit the bell button. We go live 30 minutes after market close. And if you want to get notifications for when we post videos, hit the bell button. If you're not yet a member of our free options trading group, hit the link below. We're actually almost to 800 members right now. Definitely appreciate everyone that's a member of our free options trading group. We got a lot of. I post all my trades in there throughout the day. You can ask questions, get feedback. You know what's going on. If you're here right now, say what up. Let's see, Linda, JC, Matthew, FC, Carmine, Drufka, Samuel. We were chatting it up. Before the video here. So if you're here right now, say what up. Name's Dave, Ray Lee, what's going on? Jonathan Lee, Ray Lee. What's going on, everyone? If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. Easy, take it easy, man. Watch the replay later. Definitely appreciate you checking in. One thing. So I did. Crypto Slice, what's up? So yesterday I said we were super close to hitting 4,000 followers. We were like, I don't know, like 20 away or something like that. About an hour before this stream started, hit 4,000 followers, 4,000 subscribers. So we're at 4,001. Thank you so much, everyone. I mean, I definitely appreciate you guys. I mean, we're growing so fast in such a small amount of time. Like, it's just incredible. Richard, what's going on? Ice Cooler, W.E. Wilson. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you in here. If you're new here, say what up so we can meet you. So yeah, pretty exciting, pretty crazy. 4,000. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Absolute insanity. That many people are subscribed and watching these videos is just. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. You know, it's amazing. Matthew, appreciate it, man. Easy saying he's bankrupt. It's not good, man. Matthew, you're definitely not new. W.E. Wilson. Tahudu 4,002. Thank you. Crazy. Linda, appreciate you. Yeah, all 4Ks and $1 a month, you'd be doing fine. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see here. 4,002. There you go. Tahuti. I hope I pronounced your name right. Where did it go? There we go. 4,002. 4,002. Crazy. Man, thanks for subscribing, man. Or woman, I'm not sure. But appreciate you. Can I reserve two spots for my girls? Oh. All right. Let's get into today. Pretty crazy. They should subscribe in about 12 years. Yeah, I mean, if they want to watch, you know, I'm down. Whoa, shirts are coming. So today, kind of how I did. This morning, I was pretty much, we were pretty much playing it pretty slow. So like I was telling people this morning that I was chatting to on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever you were talking to me on, I generally don't like to trade huge gap ups or huge gap downs. And like as you can see, we gapped up on the S&Ps and most stocks this morning, and really we consolidated for the first hour until we ultimately started heading lower. So that's why I don't generally like to trade these, because oftentimes, like my track record, when I go in, let's say whether I'm bearish or bullish or whatever, at this point when you gap up like this, pricing's gonna be crazy. You're gonna overpay for options right at open. You're gonna because the expected move is confused. The market's confused by the expected move. It's overpricing options on both calls and puts. People think it's gonna rip back up. People think it's gonna fall back down. Really. So that's why I like to wait on periods like this. Billy, what's going on? So this morning I didn't do a whole lot of trades, but I did do more trades than I did yesterday, because yesterday I didn't trade at all. Just been trying to protect my account and all this. And I was up 113 per account today. I was up 113 per account, which is, pretty decent. I traded IBM. We'll go over to Tastyworks so you can see a little bit better. I traded IBM, Microsoft, Stitch Fix, and then I closed out my IBM trade. Greg, how you doing? So IBM, I'll walk you through the thought process on this. This was my first trade of the day. I opened it up at like 10 a.m., 9:50 a.m. I got it for $1.23. I bought the 121 put, 125 call. So let's go to IBM here. So as you guys know, S&B, what's up? As you guys know, I've been trading IBM, and I've been defending some positions in there. I've noticed like the trend, as you can see here. Last time we hit, like back here, last Wednesday, we hit 124, dropped, came back, hit 124, dropped. Today hit 124, dropped. So I was really just playing that resistance. So I put on a bearish strangle. I bought the at 9:50. What time was that? At let's see what. So at 9:50. Right in here, yeah, right here, when it was like 122, 123, I put on the 121 call and the 125 call and 121 put. So I was skewed to the bearish side. So I put the position on 121 put, 125 call. That's 10 days. Let's go back one. Yep, here we go. So for this week, and I sold it. So I bought it for 123. I then sold it for $1.90 at 1:18 p.m. Right when it was bottoming out down in here. So right down in here before we had this huge green candle, I got out. I got out of this trade, and really, I didn't think my target on IBM was like 119, 118, and I really wasn't looking to exit this trade today. The main reason I exited the trade was to protect my account, and also I had some other positions on that could go against me. Richard, man, thanks so much for the $5. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Jack, I'll hire yourself. I'll hit you up about Dell in a minute. Yeah, ice cooler out. Yeah, I did time it very well. I will say, but it's not. So it was hitting my targets early, and the reason why I took it off as well. I started noticing. If you guys notice today, IBM. Look at these charts. Microsoft, Alibaba. And if you go to like SPX, all the charts look the same. Like if you look, big gap up, drop, rip up, down. Big gap up, drop, rip up, down. Microsoft, gap up, drop, rip up and down. This is kind of scary that they're all mimicking each other, which means that there's a very good chance that the robots are manipulating the market. The algos are manipulating the market, and you gotta be careful when everything is looking the exact same. So I wanted to protect my account. I took the gains off the table. Also, I also had the Microsoft strangle on as well, which I'm only up $4 on it. I was up a lot more on this trade. You know, my goal for this trade is to pretty much let's see here. Pretty much wanted to. So I took the IBM trade because I thought that if Microsoft went back up, I'd be losing that. So, you know, I also put on, what time was that? 5 minutes after, I bought the 108 put on Microsoft and the 112 call. So right when Microsoft at 9:55. So right in here somewhere around, it was like 109, 110, 109.90, 110, somewhere in there. Easy, thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'll buy another case of Cokes. I got it right here, man. We're doing good. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So I put this on it, and we did break. Microsoft did break below 108. We did hit 107.50 before it followed the rest of the market and went back up here to 109.50. So I was going to leave this on because this is a bearish position. And right now, my portfolio is really neutral. And on Microsoft, my target on Microsoft was like the 106, 104 area by Thursday. So we'll see. You know, we're still, you know, we had. It really depends what tomorrow is going to look like because we had, you know, right now it's technically. It was having a very descending pattern after hitting like 113, almost 114. It's been descending. Video output. Oh, we're back. We're back. I don't know what happened. Kit, what's going on? Yeah, I was saying, YouTube was saying something weird. Anyways, so, you know, 113, 114 area almost hit, and it's been descending, and then today it broke out. You know, from yesterday, we were from 107, and it closed at 108.59. But what I was really thinking today, though, the reason why I left it on is because for this to break the trend, really had to hit 109.50 and stay above 109.50 to have like a bullish reversal. Because as you can see here, you know, around 109.50 we dropped, came back up here 109.50, dropped again. Now we're back. Now we're back here. And if you guys haven't noticed, like the way I trade, I just trade mainly support and resistance. So now we're back here, came back to 109.50 again, and then drop. And right now after hours is at 108.60. Sorry, it's at 108.60. So we hit 109.50. You know, would have had a bullish reversal, I think, if it could hold above 109.50. But at this point, you know, it's tough. Gildo, what's going on? So at that point, so I left my bearish skewed strangle on Microsoft, got $1.36. I paid $1.36 for that. And then Stitch Fix, I was actually eyeing both Stitch Fix and Roku are moving a lot today. Stitch Fix, I bought the 1950 call for I bought the 1950 call for next week, December 21st, expiration, 85 cents at the time. I'm currently up 100% on it. So I'm up 80 bucks, you know, I'm up 100%. And the reason why I left this on is if we have a lot of bullish momentum tomorrow and Microsoft starts going against me, I have Stitch Fix to kind of cover those losses on Microsoft. So I'll still make money. You know, if we go down, I'll still make money as well. But Stitch Fix gave me an $80 cushion here. If this starts going against me, I'm not going to lose really any of my own money. So I have an $80 cushion here. And Microsoft, if it goes down more, I'll be getting paid. So I should come out with Stitch. If Stitch Fix goes down tomorrow, I'll get out with a small profit. And then I'll get paid on Microsoft if that continues to go down. If we go up, I'll make more money on Stitch Fix. And then Microsoft, I'll lose money, but I'll look to take that position off. So we should be in the green either way. You know, it's really what my thoughts were on that. So, you know, but Stitch Fix, let's go into why I actually put the trade on. You know, I bought, you know, $20. Like when you're trading stocks below $50 or even below $100, you want to give it enough time to work out. So for Stitch Fix to go up $2, that's a 10% move. It's a lot. I mean, yes, I know that it went up from $18.40 to $20, but also it did drop. You know, 20% today. It was down like 30% at one point today, I believe, and now it's down 20%, which is, you know, really terrible based on earnings. So, you know, I like to trade after earnings a lot of times. The one thing I will tell you about Stitch Fix is you got to be very careful with your entries and exits on this, because if you're looking here, some of these strikes do have volume. You know, these calls have volume. I got 449 volume, 1,400. But if you look at the puts, some of them don't have that much volume. It's like 91 at the 1950s, 330. This liquidity is actually really not bad. But sometimes on Stitch Fix, liquidity is not the greatest. So you know, you just got to be you got to be very careful about that. But I think that if we can get up to, you know, after it crossed the 15-minute low, you know, it looked like it wanted to go up. So the 15-minute low was, you know, at closing here was 1912 when it closed this bar, 1912, 1910, and then it crossed. Ever since it crossed there, it was ripping up, you know, the rest of the time. So, Brian, what's going on? Ditch work. Come join us. You'll probably make more money in the market anyways. Don't tell your boss I said that. So that's why I put that on. In terms of Stitch Fix's long-term chart, I mean, the other reason why is it's down here at support. You know, most of the year, it's been bouncing off 20. Like how many times? I don't know. Too many times to count on this stream. It's bounced off 20, so now we're above 20. So, you know, if we go to like 21, 22, nice little short pop for me. I'll get out and we'll make some money. Yes, this could go up to 25. It can go up to whatever, but you know, generally it looks like we've had some moves in here, but it also does look like it does consolidate for some periods of time. So you just got to be careful. Like down here, the 20s, this could bounce between 20 and 21 for like a month. So you got to be very careful about that. It'll eat your premium. So, you know, this is just looking for a quick trade for me. What time did you get filled at 85 cents? Let's see. 85 cents, so basically noon Central, so 1 p.m. Eastern time. So on my charts, noon. So at noon, I was right here at this. I was right here at this opening bar here, right before this huge green bar. So it opened up at this green candle opened up at 1895 is when I put the position on, and then we just went up from there. Baron, what's up? What's up with T? Just because the stock was upgraded or downgraded, like I told you guys this before, like many times, just because the stock is upgraded or downgraded doesn't mean anything. Just because, let's say, Apple comes out with a new product or a company comes out with a new product, and like this is what, you know. I'm sorry, guys, but following the news, we talked about this yesterday, following the news, following CNBC, following upgrades, following downgrades, sure, news is news, but at the end of the day, you got to check the price. Trade the price, don't trade the news. Don't trade, I got to repeat that. Trade the price, don't trade the news. If nothing's happening, you know, nothing's going to happen. You know, if it doesn't matter if they upgraded it, it doesn't matter if they downgraded it, it doesn't matter if they have a huge scandal going on, if the price doesn't move, you know, that's what it is. The truth is the truth. I mean, the numbers is kind of like what Jay-Z said. You know, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. So whatever the numbers are, trade that. Don't worry about the noise. Sometimes there's a lot of noise. Like sometimes it's good to know kind of why a stock moves, but That's based on a stock moving. Now, if you get ahead of it and say, okay, AT&T was upgraded and didn't move, but you wanted it to move, it doesn't mean that it's going to move just because you want it to move. It means that you probably, a lot of people get suckered into the news, and whether it's like AMD's got a new chip coming out, or the iPhone's coming out, or people tell me Disney's got a trailer for Avengers coming out, that should boost the stock price. Trailers don't boost the stock price. Money does. Money boosts the stock price. So I'm just saying, trade the price, not the news. Baron, sounds like you got suckered into the news, man. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. Ellie, what's going on? So let's look at Dell. I think a couple people were talking about Dell. Is Dell trading again? What does it say? What's Dell's ticker? Did they change it? Did they just recently go public? Oh, Dell is DVMT. What's going on? Okay. Yeah, I actually haven't traded. I don't really trade Dell or HP because they weren't really growth stocks. But yeah, I mean, let's see, DVMT. Let's see what kind of volume these guys do. Let's see. I mean, this is like, let's see what the monthlies are doing. Okay, so it looks like there's liquidity on the monthlies, but not the weeklies. They are re-IPOing. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Like Dell was off, and now they're back. Like, whatever. So it looks like there's. So when I'm looking at Dell, you want to definitely, like, if you're looking between these two. I don't know if it's easy. Is it easy for you guys to see volume on Tastyworks? As you can see, like looking at these calls and puts here, there's like no volume in here, no volume on the puts, and then if you go to the monthlies, there is some volume here. We got 229, 307. That's kind of interesting. So Thinkorswim is saying that Dell's volume today was like 5,000, 3,000 for the 105 and the 100s, and it's saying that as well on here. Okay, no, we're good. So it's but you can tell here the puts. Okay, so here's what's interesting on Dell here. What's the pricing telling us right here? So the one thing that I don't like about this is that they have $5 wide strikes, so it doesn't give you a lot of opportunity to choose different strikes and scale in different positions. The other thing is look how much volume is on these puts compared to the calls. So it's people are heavily shorting this. People want this to go down. Just keep in mind, yes, it does look very top heavy up here, but just be aware that buying puts in here right now is a very crowded trade versus calls. So just be aware of that. So like for me, I don't think I would trade this because I don't like the $5 wide strikes. The weeklies don't really have much liquidity or volume. Yeah, the weeklies are terrible. And then the monthlies, they have $5 wide strikes. They're trading, but they're only $5 wide strikes. So like for me, I don't really like. I feel like there's a lot of ways you can get screwed here. If this settles in, let's say you did something that settles in between 100 and 105, you're going to be losing on both calls and puts. I mean, it's not a win here, and it's been for the last few weeks since November 14th. So for a whole month, we've been going between 102 and like 107. So, like for me, I don't really like this trade. a lot of ways for you to lose money in there. So I'm not really feeling it, but those are my thoughts. And as you can see here, if you're looking back at Dell through this kind of time period over the summer or fall, you know, it consolidated for like months. This was a dead trade for months until it finally dropped below, and then went up to 107. Went from 85 to 107. Now, if you caught this move, you're making money because it's moving $5-10 at a time. But if you're in a consolidation period, think about how much premium was eaten in this period here of July to September. I mean, think about how much premium they ate. A lot of premium was eaten. So when it's consolidating like this, it can consolidate for a long time. So you just got to be careful. You know, you gotta trade, like for a stock like this, you have to trade it when it breaks out of consolidation. When the range gets tight and it breaks to the downside or breaks to the upside, that's when you trade it. That's when you put the trade on. When it broke to the downside, you put the trade on. When it broke above 100 is when you put the trade on. And now it's like, you know, this can consolidate till March next year at this rate. You know, and you lose your money. So you gotta trade it when it breaks out of consolidation. So Jack, I'm not saying that higher self. I'm not saying that it's a bad trade. But I'm saying you gotta think about how they could take your money in this scenario. And right now there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways they could take your money. Trading this in consolidation, I think, is the wrong move. Buying calls or puts at this point in time, especially with $5 wide strikes, there's a lot of ways you could lose money. And I think there's better opportunities in the market now. If this drops back to 100, then you got something. You know, if this breaks to 110, if you go to 110, if this goes to 110, then you got something. If you go to 108, you got something. But right now, 104, it's just pinging around for a whole month. Anyone that's been holding calls or puts here has just been watching their investment go down. Now, if you caught this move last month, in November, early November, late October, you made some cash, but, you know, right now it's a tough trade. Yeah, and then AT&T. Yeah, I mean, AT&T, if you guys are trading this, we're at the bottom of the range here. I mean, I think it did move today. But I mean, if you're looking, Baron, like we were talking about AT&T, it's mimicking the rest of the market. You know, gap up, sell off, rip, and dip. I mean, all the charts look the same today. So it's very, very controlled moves right now across the market. Algos, indexes, very controlled move, which you should, I'm not saying you should be scared, but you should trade very cautiously. I mean, any chart that we're looking at today, it's dangerous. Also, I was looking at Roku today, but I couldn't bring myself to pay the premiums. Roku was down about 5 or 6% earlier today. Now it's only down 3.74, which is, I mean, is still a lot. Here's one that it was consolidating here, but then broke to the downside today. Actually yesterday, and then today it ripped lower. You know, right now we're trading more towards the downside. It's been the bottom of the range is like 30 to 33. 30 to 33. It did hit 29 before coming back up. So I was looking at something in here. What made it not attractive for me on Roku is for a $35 stock. IV rank is only at 45. I mean, this week IV's at for the weekly was at 100. Next week's 89. But for like the next week, I mean, these were super pricey. For a $35 stock to pay almost $2 for calls or even puts, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. You know, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to lean. You know, you have to go buy calls or buy puts to make money. You can't really trade this safely, so that's why I mean, I'm probably going to miss out on some gains here. Definitely did miss out on some gains from like day trading it. Like day trading it would have been a good move if you bought down in here and then it ripped up. You bought some calls and ripped up to 36. So if you bought around 34, 36, 35, ripped up to 36, nice little day trade action. But other than that, premiums were too expensive for a $35 stock. And, you know, and also, if you think about it, if you're buying calls in this, I mean, it's gone from 77 down to 35 in just 3 months. So something's not right here. Obviously, this run was probably way overdone, so it's just coming back to like a mean. Probably wouldn't be bad if it settled in for like 40 to 45 for the next couple months. But you know, Roku also has some tough competitors. So, but I was looking in on there, but I didn't put a trade on. Anyone bullish on Apple short term? Apple's a tough one. So if you're looking at, I've been trading it a little bit. Last week I traded a little bit. I think I missed some comments up here. Hold on. Maureen, are you here still? I think you commented I couldn't. John, I'm sorry, guys. It looks like I missed some comments here. I try not to miss anything. Now, if you're looking at Apple, Shadow Drone, appreciate you. My favorite options trader. Man, that's crazy. Man, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Apple, what you're looking at here, I mean, bullish on Apple, you got to be very careful. I mean, look at this. We're in an undeniable downtrend, and it keeps getting weaker. Any rips, I mean, this is an undeniable downtrend here. However, we're still back in range where we started about a year ago. You know, it did hit in February 150. It's still in range between 180 and like the low 160s, so it's still in this range. Yes, it popped up, but now it's coming back down into the range. You know, right now I think it's good to play a very neutral position on Apple. You know, this could come back up to, you know, the 190 above 180, but it really needs to stay above 180 for me to be like long-term bullish on it. You know, short-term for me, this is looking bearish. Even though we're starting to get towards the bottom of the range, so like for me, I would more want to put a trade on around the low 160s versus like 170. I don't really like this range. If we come down to 160 or we come up to 180, then I would probably be looking at a trade in there. But right now, you know, it could. Right now we're sitting in the middle. It could really go either way. I mean, that's at least what I see. Plus, yeah, FC. There's a lot of bad news. A lot of bad news about Apple right now. Not saying it's a bad company, not saying they're not making profits, but things are not going very well. Important thing is that Tesla unscathed during this entire correction. So Tesla has been another one that's been crazy. This is kind of the opposite of Apple. Tesla I've been trading all year long. It's been great. You know, it saw a low of 244, a high of 387. We're now at the top of this range here. It seems like they're getting through all that bad press and onto, you know, it's going to be interesting on their next quarterly, their earnings, next quarter for their earnings, you know, what they report. They really need to break out above 380. As you can see, that's like the 380 range is long-term resistance. If you guys haven't been watching, you know, we've hit the high 380s 3 times, and all 3 times it's come down lower. So just keep that in mind. It really needs to have a break above 390, 400 area to break this cycle. But, you know, the 2-year charts we're at, you know, 380, 390, it's gotten rejected 3 times. You know, last week I got out. Like, I was actually amazed by how much strength last week. I had some vertical call spreads that I was shorting, and I was short Tesla. And on the major red days, this thing was strong. I got out with only like 20% profit. Like, it was only like $25, $30. Like, you know, I agree that they don't make money. I agree that their debt load is rather high, but this is kind of another one of those things where you can't ignore the strength, you can't ignore the price. I mean, but this has been a very good stock for options traders, because what I really like about Tesla is been very two-sided. Like, for options trader, and especially in this market, like in 2017 when we didn't have two-sided action, you can count on Tesla for two-sided action. This is great for trading for options traders. And now that the market's starting to see two-sided action, you know, we're able to make more money. But this is why Tesla is you know, one of the top earners for options traders, is because we can trade both sides in this and come out clean. So yeah, I mean, if they can produce, like last quarter they were profitable. However, they said it was due to a lot of government subsidies. And they're going to, I think they said they're going to end those. So I don't know how that's going to look long term. So right now, trade it as you see it. And, you know, it's a very good stock to trade. But, you know, don't get too caught up in like the tinfoil hat stuff where, you know, just because Elon smoked weed, it should go down, or just because of this, it should go down. Like, this is another one. This is another stock. Just trade the price. Leave the noise alone, trade the price. Leave the noise alone, trade the price. Tesla's chart looks so similar to Enron, it hurts. So for me, it's been tough. It's been tough shorting it in this. You do, as you can see, the red days have not been very many compared to the green days ever since we hit this low here of 248, 250. It's been nonstop since October. Shorts have not been getting paid, and then if shorts are not getting paid, and they keep scaling in short, it goes to 400. You know, it's going to be a squeeze. It's going to be crazy. You know, margin calls all over the place. People are going to be shorting that 390, 380 area hard. And if it breaks through that, it's gonna be a crazy ride. Exactly. Can they replicate if they could do it without the government? I see Tesla being in the S&P 500. Yeah. The one thing that I will say about Tesla is they are the leader in EV. In terms of cars, I mean, they're years ahead. They're years ahead of their competition. They're years ahead of Mercedes. They're years ahead of BMW. Their technology is great. They're rolling out new features constantly. They're constantly rolling out new stations. So the thing is, I think a long time ago, I put out a video called "Don't Short Elon Musk," and the thing is like. Elon Musk is an anomaly, kind of like Steve Jobs is an anomaly. Like when Steve Jobs took over Apple, right? They literally only had 60 days when he got kicked out and then he took it over again. They literally only had 60 days left of cash to stay in business. They were going to go out of business within 60 days, and then within 60 days, Steve Jobs turned around his entire company, and as you know, it is where it is right now. You're not going to outwork Steve Jobs. You're not going to outwork Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is going to spend the rest of his life grinding at the Tesla factory. He's going to grind it you got to think about this. You know, how long has he been working at Tesla? Look how far it's come. Look how much time and energy he's had to put into this. He's not going to give up that easily. He's not going to give up. He's not going to roll over. He's not going to. If you put your entire life into something, you're working 20 hours a day for 10 years. You're not going to roll over. You're not going to quit. You're not going, you know, as an entrepreneur, as investing your time into something, You know, kind of like option trading. Like for the amount of time I invested in option trading, for the amount of time that I've spent starting businesses, you don't want to fail. You will do whatever it takes not to fail. That's why, you know, starting a company is very hard. Option trading is very hard. You know, but you have to think about that. You're not going to outwork Elon Musk. You know, do you think the Ford executives are going to outwork Elon Musk? You think the GM executives are going to outwork Elon Musk? No, they're not. They're comfortable. 100-year-old companies are not going to outwork Elon Musk. They can barely produce an electric car. You know, GM just canceled some of theirs. You know, it's a mess. So in terms of their product, now they have to make money. You know, to be in business, you have to make money. To continue in life as a person, you have to make money. So Amazon didn't have a profitable quarter for how many years? And 30 years later, look at them now. You know, they're making profits, but they're a behemoth. So as long as Wall Street wants to roll them, as long as Wall Street believes in them, they're going to continue to exist. Now, does it go to zero? I don't know. I mean, it could easily go to zero, right? I mean, too much debt. They can't produce enough vehicles. They can't do this. They can't do that. Sure. But on the other hand is, you know, they got a lot of people waiting for the cars. Their technology, they're years ahead of their competition. So, you know, that's why this stock is very controversial, because you could see both sides. You could easily see why it could go to zero, but this could also be $1,000 stock in 2 years. I'm not saying it will be, but I'm saying that it could. I mean, it went from 150 to 300 in a year. It could go from 300 to 900. You know, so it's my 2 cents. And this comes from I sold my stock, Tesla stock. I wrote it from 150 to 315. I sold my Tesla stock, so I have no position on this. King Jacob. Having trouble deciding the durations in contracts for vertical spreads and tips. King Jacob, it really depends. It really depends on, Jeff, what's going on? It really depends on your schedule and how intense you want the trades to be. Like, if you don't have like a lot of time, to trade, you want to do like a 30 to 40 days out. If you want to be more aggressive, do 10 to 15 days out. Tobin, you like those rants. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, but if Tesla starts hitting their production numbers, game over. But they do have a lot of debt. But so does Netflix. So do a lot of companies. So, you know, for the short term, you just gotta trade it as you see it. You know, I was shorting them, and I didn't make a lot of money. I got out clean, but it was difficult shorting in this. You had to get out right away. Yeah, Oliver, watch them inventory numbers. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, definitely watch their numbers. Watch it, but they, you know, a stock going from 250 to 380 in 2 months is insanity, and there's a reason for it. It's not just because somebody kind of likes them. Nick was ripping. The current market is crazy. Hard to pick a side right now. King Jacob, I agree. I play both sides. I hedge everything. In this market, I'm hedging everything. 2017, I hedged nothing. 2018 was the year of the hedge. 2018. 2019 looks like it's going to continue. What else? Did I miss any other tickers? What else you guys traded? We talked about Apple. We talked about Tesla. I talked about that. We talked about my trades for the day. Some of the positions I was looking at. What are stocks you guys are looking at? Let me talk to you about IBM for a second. AMD. I was looking at AMD and NVIDIA today. The one thing about IBM that I want to point out is right now it's been holding this bottom of the range. Just to point out, AMD, KO, Coca-Cola. Okay, I got you guys. So just keep in mind that IBM's been holding this bottom of the range here, around 120. I'm still looking for a revisit to 130, but who knows? Who knows that's going to happen? That's why I took my profits today when I went down. Oliver, KO. Coca-Cola seems to be consolidation right here. You know, it's like we talked about earlier in the stream. When you see periods of consolidation, you need it to break to the downside or to the upside. So I mean, I wouldn't put, like, for me, I wouldn't put a trade on to 51, and I would probably wait till we get to like 48.50 before putting a trade on. I don't like to put it on unless you're going to do like a far out expiration, but consolidation periods just burn your premium up. DD1, AMD. I was looking at AMD today, and we did talk about this the last couple of days. One thing that I will say, yes, it did have, I mean, it was break even today, but the lows are higher. So the low here was 16, the low here was 17, the low here is currently 19. So if it breaks this trend, definitely watch out. But right now, it looks to be trending upwards. GS, EZ, GS. Oh man, GS and BAC are going to be crazy. S&B, take it easy, man. Glad you came. Man, I can't even do the 2 years. Charts are so broken on the banks. You got to go back 3 years now. How far do we got to go back? Yeah, 3 years. Okay, so we're right back here. We're right back here of where it fell apart last time around the 2015, 2016. You know, below this, I mean, it's coming down. I mean, as you can see here, or actually can't see. Hold on. As you can see here, I mean, once it breaks down to this, I mean, it was making lows of 138, coming down to the low 130s. I mean, this is definitely in trouble here. We're in trouble. We're in big trouble. Banks are in trouble, and this is one of the reasons why the stock market is going lower. Is the banks? The banks are pushing this so far lower. I mean, 275 to 170. GS has lost this year 100 points in how many months? 7. Let's see. Yeah, like 8 months. 8 months has lost 100 points. So I mean, I definitely can see this going to the 140s, 130s easy. BAC, probably the same scenario for them. BAC, Warren Buffett's going to be pissed when this goes back to 10. You know, but for BAC, it does have some nice support. Unlike GS, it has some nice support here in the low 20s, like 22, 23 area. But if it breaks this area, 22, I mean, this is trouble. Going down to the mid-teens for sure. 16 on deck. We break 22, we're going to 16. Disney. Disney is the one stock that has been holding up pretty well in this sell-off. The one thing that I will say about Disney is people are gearing up for, in 2019, Disney's launching their streaming service that's going to be a direct competitor to Netflix. So keep that in mind, that Disney is transforming into a technology company. Their entertainment company is transforming into a technology company. So keep that in mind. It is holding here. It is at the bottom of this range here, 111. You know, 111 and 120 is the current range. So we're at the bottom of the range here. You know, if it holds this again, I guess we'll see. It's currently holding it. Yesterday, it went all the way down to 109 before popping back up. So, you know, I would definitely keep an eye on this range right here. You know, the 111 area. If it goes below 108, you know, could see some trouble. But there's some decent consolidation in here. I'm holding my AMD put until tomorrow afternoon, hoping to break down. Easy, we're in trouble. Yeah. Got puts in GS for January and February. Easy, you should be good if the market continues to go down. I don't like nothing looks to be breaking GS's trend, man. Not anytime soon. Costco. So don't they have earnings coming up, right? Was it Costco? Yeah, so Costco has earnings. I think we talked about this yesterday. Just be careful about it. It's not generally a big mover. And right now it's been in the range. Right now we're mid range, 218 to about 235 is the range. Right now we're at like 226, so it's in the range. Billy, take it easy, man. So right now we're in the middle of the range, but I wouldn't put a trade on this before earnings because it doesn't really move that much. King Jacob, what do you use to get your business news? I pretty much just look at CNBC, but I just I don't really pay attention to the details, more the headlines, and I pay attention to mostly for political. I don't really care about company news all that much. I do look at why I do look into it if I don't understand why a stock is moving a certain way or what a certain catalyst is. So if there's catalysts of buyout, but mostly CNBC reports all that, or Yahoo Finance. I sold my GS puts like an idiot last Friday. Sorry, easy man. Did you say your USO January 2019 was a call or put? I have the USO January 2019 $12 calls. $12 calls. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I've been saying it's been consolidating down here like around between 1050 and 11. I don't know if you guys saw this. Where was that article? It says the Saudis are defying Trump. Look up this article when you guys have a chance. I will bring it over here. Yeah, I mostly use CNBC. So the Saudis, Trump wants them to to keep up with their production of oil because it's keeping oil prices low. Obviously, think about this for a second. Think about this. 2019 is a very important year for Trump as we're going to start gearing up for the 2020 elections. He wants oil low, but Saudi Arabia took a Saudi first stance by taking action to end an oil price slump and protect its own interests. So, like Trump's looking out for the U.S.'s interest, Saudi Arabia's looking out for their own interests. So they decided to cut production and say, screw what the U.S. thinks. This is what we want to do. We're going to make oil prices higher. See, President Donald Trump had urged the Saudis to keep pumping at high volumes in order to cut fuel prices. Saudi Arabia has persuaded 24 oil producers to cut output and will sharply throttle back its own production over the next 2 months. So keep that in mind. And also, like I said before, if we're staying above $50 a barrel, I think that we're going to go back higher. So I have the $12 calls for January. And the reason why I picked so far out is because I think that's going to head there. I just don't know when. So when I don't know when, I choose like an expiration that's far out there. Oliver, I agree. Disney bought Fox, so they will actually be competition for Netflix. Yep. VLO is a great play off where we're at in oil. Let's see, VLO. Yeah, I don't really like the volume on these things, but the chart plays pretty much the same as all the other oil stocks. Trump's best is behind us now. He peaked in 2018. Yeah, and now he's threatening to shut down the government over this wall. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, who knows where the guy's going? it doesn't matter what your political stance is, if you're a Republican or a Democrat or whatever the case is. The thing is, we don't know where he's going with it, and in terms of the stock market, 2018 we've been heading lower. That's the thing. We did go up 35%, 36% in 2017, but now we're giving some of those gains back, which is not a bad thing. But a lot of things, as you know, the stock market goes down faster than it goes up. So 7-day, what's going on? Close the day mostly flat. I guess that's pretty good. Flat's good. Flat's better than losing. Every year we see oil go up this winter, so this will be interesting. America is going to up its production to counter. Yeah, so I mean, Ben, give me his phone, we'll make money. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if Trump is like, hey man, I'm about to send out a tweet. Make sure your company's in good shape, and then I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him though. I'm not saying that he's corrupt or anything, but presidents do shady things, as you know. I mean, I'm in Illinois, the most corrupt government in the country. 8 of our last 10 governors have been locked up. I mean, so it's been crazy up in here. AMD, CES 2019 calls. Did you mean January? Yeah, I mean AMD. Like I said, going back to AMD, I mean it's trending higher, but you gotta be careful of it, because if you look at Nvidia just absolutely got slaughtered. I know they're not necessarily competing businesses, but you got to keep in line with the chips. 292 to 148 in 2 months. I mean, 3 months. In 90 days, your stock's cut in half. I mean, Bitcoin's not doing them any favors either, though. You should visit Alabama. I haven't really. I don't think anyone's ever told me to go visit Alabama before. And honestly, I don't know if I've ever been. I think I drove through it one time, but I don't know. Flat wasn't bad. I think we were at a pretty critical level. Didn't expect to retest a key support on SPY again. Yeah, that's what we were saying yesterday. I mean, I could definitely see why we would be going back up. But like I said, we're at the bottom of the range. We've been sitting at the bottom of the range. We broke through the bottom of the range yesterday, bounced back up. We're revisiting the bottom of the range today. It's dangerous. This is dangerous. Being all in bullish right now is very dangerous. Buy some puts just in case your calls don't work out, man. At least get something back. You may not be profitable, but you want to get something back. You want to play some defense. Don't let the market take your money. All right, Zella, take it easy. There's a reason Goldman's been holding up. Cough, cough. CMG. CMG, I did trade this a lot last year when there was more two-sided action, but right now it's not that interesting to me. We're just in consolidation. We need to break above 500 or break below 450, and right now we're not there. We're just chilling. 7-day, yeah, put still good. Got to protect yourself. And it all started with their earnings for NVIDIA. Yeah. So far, if this video was of value to you, hit that like button. Richard, Easy, thank you so much for the donations today. I really appreciate you guys. I got about 2 minutes left in the stream. Anything else you guys want to say before we jump off? Hit the like button. I want to thank you guys again. Let's see where we're at. Oh, man. I don't know, guys. This is just crazy. I don't know. I know like many YouTubers, this is like my channel is very small compared to most YouTubers or most successful YouTubers, but we started an hour ago, we're at like 4,001. Now we're at like 4,000. So we passed 4,000 subscribers a day. up 5 subscribers since I started talking. I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, thank you so much for watching this channel. Thanks so much for being here. Like, I mean, that's insane. And yeah, and over the weekend we had the biggest increase in subscribers in a long time, and I don't know why. I mean, maybe the content's good, sure, but I don't know why we're getting such an increase in subscribers. You know, the UVH family is growing like quickly. I can't even explain it. I don't know what's going on. DD1, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. 7 days, still 55% bullish though. I'm prepared for a big drop. Okay, good. I can see that. Stormy Daniels has to pay Trump $293,000. Hopefully she made enough money on her book deal. DD1, more Robinhood vids. I do have a lot of videos on here. I'll create a playlist that's better for you. I'll create a playlist for my Robinhood videos on here. Crypto's like, I told you 5K soon. I mean, like, at this rate, we're going to hit 5K like this month. It's like, it's Grapevine, new to the channel, loving it. Oh man, thank you. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. Like, this is just insane. Ray Lee, let's get some. If when Tesla Tequila is for sale, we're gonna buy some Tesla Tequila and do a UVH meetup somewhere and pop them bottles. Greg, I appreciate you. You usually share the channel and group a lot. I appreciate anyone that shares it, and you know, a lot of you guys in the chat here have been with me since day one. Since, you know, when I first started doing live streams, like, no one was watching, and now we have consistently 40 to 50 people watching my 1 hour little stream here, and things are just going, things are popping. M1 Gunner, thanks, man. Thanks a lot. When selling options, when do you take a loss? I usually evaluate profit and loss at 50%. You could buy Trump vodka and Trump steaks on eBay, Oliver. I'll take a pass. I'll take a pass. I think in terms of news and consumption, I think we've all had our fill of Trump for the rest of our lives. George, I signed up for Tastyworks based on your video reviews. I made sure to give you the referral. Oh, George, thank you. Thank you. Man. When's the next Robinhood video? Probably this week. I got some content rolling out. And King Jacob, I actually do have some t-shirts in the works. I do have it in the works. All right, 7 Day. Take it easy. Hit the replay, man, if you missed the first half. A lot of stuff that we dropped in the first half of the video. I went over my trades and everything. Easy, I'll hit you up on that. I don't on the shorting. Greg, man, I appreciate you guys. All right, guys, I gotta sign off. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for the support. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.